there are many myths about hair growth. Learning how to sort out what is true and what is a myth can sometimes be difficult if you do not understand how the hair grows. Our learning objective for this lesson is to name and compare the differences among the 3 cycles of hair growth. There are 2 main types of hair found on the body. The first of those 2 types is known as vellus hair, also known as lanugo hair. Vellus hair is the short, fine, unpigmented, downy hair found on the body. It is commonly found on children until they reach puberty. On adults, vellus hair is found on the forehead, eyelids, and other places that are commonly considered hairless. The hair follicles for vellus hair do not have sebaceous glands. Women typically retain 55% more vellus hair than men. Vellus hair is important in that it helps with the evaporation of perspiration. The second type of hair found on the body is known as terminal hair. This type of hair is the long, coarse, pigmented hair found on the scalp, legs, arms, and bodies. Terminal hair is coarser than vellus hair. Terminal hair, with the exception of gray hair, is pigmented, where vellus hair is not. Terminal hair will also typically have a medulla, where vellus hair will not. Hormonal changes can cause some vellus hair to be replaced with terminal hair. Hair growth occurs in cycles. Each cycle has 3 phases, and these phases are continuously repeated throughout a person's lifespan. The first phase of hair growth is known as the anagen phase. In this phase, new hair cells are actively produced and are produced faster than any other normal cell in the human body. Healthy scalp hair grows at an average of 1/2 inch per month. Growth rates vary depending on different areas of the body, between sexes, and with age. Hair growth occurs rapidly between the ages of 15 and 30, and slows sharply after the age of 50. Scalp hair grows faster on women than men. 90% of all scalp hair is in the anagen phase at any given time. The anagen phase generally lasts 3 to 5 years, but can last as long as 10 years. Longer anagen cycles equal longer hair. The second growth phase is known as the catagen phase, or the transition phase. In this phase, the hair follicle shrinks and detaches from the dermal papilla. The hair bulb disappears, and the root end forms a rounded club shape. Less than 1% of hair is in the catagen phase at any given time. The catagen phase typically lasts 1 to 2 weeks. The telogen phase is the resting, or final phase of the hair growth cycle. In this phase, grown hair is either shed, or it remains in place until the next anagen phase begins, where new hair pushes out the old hair. Less than 10% of hair is in the telogen phase at any given time. The telogen phase generally lasts 3 to 6 months. When the telogen phase ends, the anagen phase begins, and the cycle repeats about every 4 to 5 years. There are many myths surrounding hair growth. Here are just a few of the most common myths to put to rest. Myth: shaving or clipping the hair makes it grow back faster, darker, or more coarse. The fact of the matter is that shaving or clipping the hair has no effect on hair growth. Cutting the hair at its widest point only makes the hair feel thicker. Myth: scalp massage increases hair growth. Fact: minoxidil and finasteride are the only treatments that have been scientifically proven to increase hair growth. Myth: gray hair is coarser and more resistant than pigmented hair. Fact: gray hair is exactly the same as pigmented hair, only lacking pigment. Myth: natural curl is determined by racial background. Fact: any race can have hair with varying degrees of curl.